Welcome back. Today we'll talk about the stuff that they'll look for whenever you apply for a residency program. We'll also talk about each one independently and in details, and how to obtain them. Step 1 is the most important and crucial part of your resume. So basically, whenever you apply for any program, the first thing that they're going to look at is your Step 1 score. A lot of programs will automatically filter students who get low scores or even fail Step 1. So my best advice for you is take your time, prepare well, and ace Step 1. A very common question that I get all the time is, what happens if I get low Step 1 score or even if I fail Step 1? Am I automatically out of the game? And the answer is no, you're not. Step 1 is just one out of many requirements that they look for. So if you do end up with low Step 1 scores, you still have a lot of fighting chance with other requirements. If you fail Step 1, however, well, now it comes to whether you are an IMG or an AMG. For Americans graduating from American medical schools, you still have a very good chance, as most programs will preserve the seats for Americans. For IMGs who fail Step 1, I hate to be the one who breaks the ice, but you can still match, although you have a very unbelievably small chance of matching. That said, you should pass Step 1 with high scores, but if you can, at least pass the exam and do not fail Step 1. If you do pass Step 1 with good scores, Step 2 should be ridiculously easy for you. This is especially true if you're going to take Step 2 within a short period of Step 1, as most of the information is repeated with a little bit more focus on management and investigations. Step 2 CS is clinical based, unlike what we discussed so far, but you're going to have to take it within the United States. For American medical graduates, failing Step 2 CS is almost unheard of. It does happen, but it's very rare compared to IMGs. Just know your clinical skills well and practice them repeatedly, especially before the exam, and you should be in good shape. Same advices go for IMGs. I've met a couple of IMGs who've got reasonable Step 1 and Step 2 CK scores, and they failed Step 2 CS, and the reason was language and communication skills. So prepare well and be ready, because they will ask you a lot of questions. Some programs do require Step 3, but most of them don't, so you can skip it. It's one of those things that if you ace with very high scores, it will help you a lot in your resume, but if you do get low scores or if you fail Step 3, it's actually going to hurt your resume, so it's kind of like gambling. But if you do have low Step 1 or Step 2 scores, I suggest that you give it a try. Or if you're very confident that you're going to ace it, by all means, go for it. US clinical experience is also very important, and for IMGs it's a must-have. And extra points if you get it from non-physicians or big hospitals. And of course, the more experience you have, especially hands-on experience, the better chance you have in matching. If you do have clinical experience outside the United States, they might take it with a grain of salt, so just to be sure and be safe, take clinical experience within the United States. People often ask me, where do I find these clinical experiences or how to apply for them? Me personally, I have 3 US clinical experiences. 2 of them are from the Elective Network and FMG portal. And the third one is from a relative who works in the hospital who kind of put a word for me there, and they made it happen. So if you do have contacts in any hospital, by all means use them. I did get a letter of recommendation from all the programs that I experienced with, and this brings us to the next point, LORs. LORs, or letter of recommendations, are very important, and you're required to have at least 3 of them from non-physicians. And of course, extra points if you get them from stars in your field or big hospitals. One letter of recommendation from a star physician or a well-known hospital could actually win you the matching chance. LORs is like US clinical experience. The more you have, the better. To have publications or research publications is always a plus. And of course, extra points if it was published in non-papers or big medical websites. That said, you should have at least one publication in the field that you want to apply for. Program directors always prefer fresh applicants or recent graduates. This has been a debate topic for a long time as what to consider a recent graduate or a fresh applicant. But to sum it up, if you do apply within 4 years of graduation, you should be in good shape. What I'm saying is, if a program director gets 2 applications with similar resumes from 2 different students, they will always prefer the fresh graduate. Your GPA as an IMG doesn't really matter, but if you do have a very low GPA, it might affect your chance. As for American graduates, I'm not really sure about the importance of GPA compared to other requirements, but I'm gonna leave this for you guys to decide. After finishing all the requirements that we have talked about before, now it comes to picking the right program. Generally speaking, you shouldn't be picky and you should take what you can get, and this is especially true if you have low scores. But if you have very good scores and you're confident in your application, you can also apply for competitive fields, no worries. All in all, pick the right program for you and be realistic. Finally, if you have any contacts in the hospital, especially somebody close to the program directors who accept applications, by all means use them. Whenever you do a US clinical experience, always be friendly and outgoing and show your face here and there. Basically just get a word around that you're there, and that should be good enough as a contact. Before I end the video, I want to say that everything mentioned in this video is from my own experience, and just to be sure and as accurate as possible, I showed the video script to multiple students and doctors here in the US, and they've confirmed that this is as close to the truth and as accurate as possible. However, if I do appear opinionated or biased in some aspects, feel free to comment them down below and we can discuss them further. Anyways, hopefully this cleared things up. Thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you guys later.